Hey guys, be sure to like and subscribe. Today we're going to talk about where's a great place to stay for older expats. And I'm going to go into detail here. Okay? We have older expats all over the Philippines. Okay? And they vary in health. Some guys are overweight, a little bit like myself, but I still get out and walk. And I try to take care of myself. I try to lose weight. I eat healthy. Matter of fact, before I came here, I had a little bit of ham with a whole bunch of vegetables, stir-fry vegetables. Excellent meal. But what I want to talk about is great places to stay where it's safe for older people, where you got the medical care, and it's still kind of fun. And you have things around you where it's not a far trip to travel. Okay, there's plenty of places to stay right around Manila, such as, like I've mentioned before, Tagaytay, Tracy Martirez, where I live, General Trias, Das Marinas, and some of these places are a little bit built up, a little bit polluted in some cases, but the rent is cheap, okay, and that's one plus. But most of these places have good medical care nearby. De La Salle University Hospital is like one of the ones I've mentioned, or you can go up to Manila and use one of the great hospitals up in Manila, and there's many. There's not just one, there's many. So I tell people, and there's also places like in Cebu, but the prices start going up more, in places like Cebu, Subic, Angeles. It's a little bit more expensive up there. Cavite, in general, province, is known for cheaper rents. Now, Cavite itself, the city or the town, is probably not one of the best places to go. Some people like it there, some people don't. But there's places like Tanza and places like that you can go. And they're okay. They're not fancy towns by any means. One of the things I mentioned about Tracy Martirez is the fact that you have good transportation. Same with Tagaytay. Lots of good transportation in those towns. General Trias, same thing. Das Marinas, good transportation. You can get to Manila fast. There's hospitals nearby, good food, good restaurants, good supermarkets. And one of the best things is, if you like steak or beef or something like that, you can order from some of the many meat vendors that deliver up in Manila, like Rare Foods. Rare Foods delivers steak to your house, hamburger, lobster, scallops, mussels, all that stuff delivered right to your door, And sometimes they have free shipping on some of those steaks and stuff. And they have really good quality steaks. They have Japanese steaks, American, Australian, from all over the place. Many different types of seafoods, halibut, salmon, and tilapia, many different types of fish. And also they have different types of poultry, lamb, pork, really good pork cuts, if you're looking for good pork cuts, things like that. And as you get away, and this is why I tell people stick with areas that are kind of heavily populated, but not too heavily populated. I'm not telling people by any means live in Manila. I'm telling people live outside of that, There's some really high-end places for people that have money, and they're great places to live, like Alabang for the wealthier expats. Alabang's great. Lots of nice malls, nice places to go, nice places to hang out. A lot of the places the rentals have pools. The condos there have pools. You can go up, sit by the pool in the sun, catch some rays, work on your tan if you want, or whatever. But one of the things I tell people is this: when you choose your place, make sure it fits your budget. Okay, and that's one of the biggest things that you have to worry about here. I'm gonna sit down and take a break here for 5 minutes. But, healthcare. The great thing about healthcare where I live, I can walk down the street, walk into a medical facility and see a doctor, usually within about 5 or 10 minutes, I can jump in a jeepney and be over at De La Salle University Hospital and see any type of doctor that I need to see. I can see a dentist over there. I can go down the street and check into a relatively decent hospital. There's many hospitals in Tracy. Some are better than others, some are worse than others. You kind of get what you pay for. So remember that, guys, and don't forget your health care. There's many different medical plans. And like I tell people, when you hit 75, it starts going up a little bit. But there are peso plans for people that are older too, and those kind of bring the cost down. And there's also higher class peso plans, and there's also dollar plans where you pay dollars, and some of those go up into the thousands of dollars to get really decent medical care for inpatient and outpatient. But the problem is with some of those medical insurances is you have to pay up front and then submit the bills. That's the problem, okay? And you want to make sure that your insurance is going to cover all your costs and all your issues and stuff like that. So just make sure you're on top of that stuff, okay? This here is really key. When I talk about insurance, I always try to tell people about Pacific Cross. Pacific Cross has some health care plans for people less than, I believe it's like from all the way up until like 65 or maybe 70, I think it is. I'm not sure because I don't have the stuff in front of me. But they have an access card. And when you walk into the hospital and you ring up a bill, you flip down the access card and they bill Pacific Cross automatically with that card, and you don't have to show up with any money. But you should also have a credit card with you. God forbid you need to, pay a bill or something like that. There's something that might not be covered or whatever. So you might have to pay a few costs, that weren't covered. So have that money available. I tell people, always have a few $1,000s available. And when you go to the hospital, always take $1,000 with you in pesos. Because some places will say, well, we're not going to work on him unless we have $1,000 up front or 50,000 pesos up front. We won't touch him. And you don't need that because it'll leave you, some of these hospitals can be very nasty. Now, there's professional hospitals, there's public hospitals, there's private hospitals. And some of these hospitals, they're just about the money. They could care less about your health. There's hospitals up in Manila that are very good hospitals, and they'll treat you, And there is some truth about them not letting you leave a hospital until you pay a bill. Keep that in mind, You older guys that come over here, and we do have a lot of people that are older coming over here, always keep in mind about health and insurance. And make sure you have your insurance, to bury you too. Or some sort of money aside that your girlfriend or wife has to bury you. God forbid something happens. Because those days are going to come, guys. Those days are going to come. Don't leave your girlfriend or your wife struggling to bury you. It's not a fun thing. I've seen too many people leave behind a whole bunch of debt to their girlfriend or their wife. It happens daily, every single day over here, and that's the saddest part. We've talked about that many a times. But anyway, for you guys that are looking for a great place to live, just outside Manila. Manila's a very costly place nowadays, okay? Keep that in mind. Tagaytay, it's a little bit cheaper, still a little costly, but it's a nice place. Das Marinas, another nice place. A little busy, hustle bustle, but it's still nice. General Trias, a lot of nice places out there where you can stay, and they're gated communities. Some of them aren't. Nice places, nice condos, nice area, nice supermarkets. They have all day and all home. All home is like a place where you can buy furniture and stuff like that. A lot of American goods there. Keep these places in mind, guys. Don't forget, that what's going to make you happy here is your health. Comforts around you. Maybe it's a cinema, a movie, or a mall. Place where you can sit down and have a cup of coffee in the morning with maybe meet your friends there or something like that, or take one of your buddies with you, or your girlfriend, or your wife. You can sit down at Starbucks or one of the many coffee places around here, and there's many, and just enjoy the day, or maybe you like going to a resort once in a while. Right outside Manila, tons of resorts to go to. Tons of places with nice pools and nice swimming areas and nice hotels. Batangas, not too far. That's why I tell people, stick with Luzon. You stick in Luzon, you're doing pretty good, because you can always drive up to Manila. If you have something going on, you can at least check to a regular hospital near your house, and then possibly get carted up to Manila to a better hospital if you have to. At least maybe they can stabilize you. If you have a halfway decent hospital near you and you're having a stroke or a heart attack, and then maybe afterwards you can head up in an ambulance or a friend's car or whatever to go get taken care of once you're stabilized, you know? But anyway, guys, I always want to talk about the older guys. We see a lot of them coming over here. And like I mentioned before in one of my videos, 72, it's usually the age that people die here. Do people live longer? Yes. We got a couple of guys that are coming over here in their mid-70s right now. They said as soon as things open, they're coming in. And do I feel happy about that? I feel happy that they're living their dreams, you know, but I feel kind of sad because they don't know what some of these people are getting into. They think, you know, at 75, it's, you know, they can easily get a girlfriend or whatever. Some of them can. An older woman, they can probably get a woman in their 40s, 50s, even in the 30s or whatever, or younger. But I don't recommend them going after younger women because it's just about the money. Go after a woman in her 40s, 50s, you'll be fine. You'll do good, and you'll get a very sweet woman that will take care of you for the rest of your life. But take care of them too, guys. You know? They're there for you. Be there for them. You know? Like I said, don't leave them scrounging if something happens to you, looking for money or whatever. Make sure you have enough money to come here. Otherwise, don't come. And I tell you that, you know, in all sincerity, guys, because I see too many people messing up over here, too many people dying, you know, and nobody can bury them. You don't want to go that way. It's not the way to go, guys. Some people say they don't care. Really? You know, you don't want to leave somebody deeper in poverty than when you came. If anything, I'd rather leave somebody better off than when I came here. You know, I want to take care of my girlfriend when something happens to me and her family. They gave me a lot of love. Why wouldn't I give that back? That's the best advice I can give anybody, you know? Just love one another, you know? Look out for each other, you know? But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care.